Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video we will have our discussion on one of the very distinctive intuitive combination in Vedic astrology, over where we will try to understand all the possible alignments, combinations which moon makes with the 12th house in our natal chart. So definitely guys, there are different ways in different occult subjects to judge or comprehend someone's intuitive faculties. Like the way, for example, in palmistry, you will see any of the line making a connection with the amount of moon and with the amount of Mercury is a sign that you might be gifted with the blessings of the clairvoyance. Same way, in the science of numerology, we say the prominence of the number 7 can actually makes you very strong, intuitively gifted. Same way guys, when we talk about in astrology, there might be different combinations, like the way people say that the conjunction of moon with Ketu, moon being in the water signs, moon being in certain nakshatra can actually grants or gift someone intuition. And along with that guys, like when we talk about for someone who will be professionally working as an astrologer, I always say this thing, that no matter how much expertise and knowledge you hold in different branches of predictive sciences, but even after doing a calculation of everything, there is a stage which comes over where your intuitive faculties have to summarize and package it in a one line of prediction. And over there as well, like Shakun Shastra, omens also play a very significant role. But trust me guys, just the mere placement of moon or any connection of moon with the 12th house makes you intuitive to such a level that you do not even need to look at someone's palm, you do not want to look at someone's astrological chart. Just looking at someone's face, you will start predicting things. And trust me, like recently when I uploaded this video that what could be the combination which can make someone, all those people who start seeing ghost, what could be the combination of that? Over there I gave you certain references like shamans and healers who still exist in modern day age, so-called faith healer and medicine men who have got this capacity to heal people. So over there as well guys, like the way I was giving you this reference, because I've seen lot many cases, like it happened to me recently only. There's one friend of mine, we met at Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and it's like we met for a coffee just to get acquainted with each other, because he's also pursuing palmistry very sincerely. And it's like certain things which he told me, which I have not even told anyone. Like just looking at my face, he started predicting things. And like for certain people in my life, he even mentioned the first letter of the name very precisely. So that actually left me like kind of mesmerized with his knowledge. So when I got a chance to look at his chart, what I have had in my mind, I saw that in his chart as well. Like for example, Cancer Lagna with Jupiter and Ketu conjunct right over there in the first house, where the first lord has gone, moon being placed in the 12th house. And trust me guys, like when you are being strongly governed by a specific type of energy, it somehow defines your whole life. Like the way moon being in 12th house, I told you about his intuitive gifts and blessing without even looking at my chart or anything. It's just a gift of cleverance. And he mentioned this to me that I get these hunches and instincts and feelings, and then whatever I predict, I say that happened to be true, that comes out to be true. So, and in his case, like I was giving you his reference, so in his moon has gone to the 12th house, and he told me that when I asked about his family and parents, so his father expired, and when I asked about the mother, he said I have no information about her. So I said, okay, I got curious. I was like, why do you say this thing? He says that she left the home and we have no idea about her whereabouts. So moon in the 12th house and mother is missing. So this is how guys things happen. Like if a planet is gifting you the benefic qualities of one house, the suffering and the pain and the problem will also come as a package deal, right? Same is the way when we say that if 8th house is the house of transformation, but it only happens through grief, through sorrow, through pain and mental anguish as well. And trust me guys, I remember seeing the chart of one very famous preacher in India. So he happened to come in contact with me a couple of years back. So imagine the guy with such a blessings of doing the preaching, that too in India, when in these kind of events the turn up, the attendees, if you will look at the numbers, so that is the number of count with which people go. And apart from the people who are actually present over there, they are like those who are watching it on their television set as well. So he had Gemini Lagna. So Gemini is the Lagna. He does the preaching. Jupiter is there in the 9th house, and in the 12th house he has Moon in the Taurus, exalted conjunct with Ketu. So these are among those people. See, again, like the way guys, people say this thing to me all the time, that okay, my intuition is good, I apply it in astrology. When I do readings, my intuition is good, I apply it in tarot. But trust me, when we talk about these kind of gifted people and all, people who do not need any tool, this is some sort of esoteric connection which they have with the other dimensions, with other plane of existence. And I always say this thing, 8th house is something where you are inside the door and you are knocking it. 12th house is something where the universe lends a hand, extends the hand from other side, over where we are helpless. When and how the epiphany will happen, awakening will happen, is not in your control. But those people whose life is completely governed and controlled by the 12th house, they somehow remain very blessed in this aspect. So yes guys, that's what I thought, that rather than just giving you the generic idea of Moon, placing it in the 12th house and giving you the information on that, we can just start placing all the signs over here, and then we can figure out that how it is going to be working out in your life. And trust me, I have also been in relationship with who have got like Moon being there in the 12th house. And when we talk about people with with the common loop was, common connection in my past was someone who have like Moon in the 12th and date of birth being 6/15/24. So trust me, I know in and out of how people with Moon in the 12th house think, subconsciously feel, and they behave. So, and yes guys, before we will switch to the customized results, let's first try to understand the basic attributes of the 12th house. So apart from the intuitive gifts, blessings which we connect with the 12th house, this is also the house of the Param Moksha. Like the way we say this thing, that in our astrological chart, 4th house, 8th house, 12th house is considered as the Moksha Bhava. So 4th house is the moksha of your heart, of your mind. 8th house is the liberation of your body. 12th house is the liberation of your soul. So yes, something to do with intuitive faculties, gifts, clairvoyance and everything. 12th house plays a very important role. Again guys, see, we cannot even overlook this fact that any of the 12th house related and connected activity will take you away from the hustle bustle of the world, of the crowd and of the public. So definitely, whether you have to do a research, whether you have to do any of your job, you have to be away from the public light. Like this could be the case that people who are working in prisons, in hospital and being in the ashram and all, so they generally get kind of rewarded because of 12th house operating in their life. It is generally recommended that, you know, it's like if your important planets are there in the 12th house, try to not be very open and very outwardly about your secrets, about your personal life. The more you will keep it under wraps, the better it will work for you. 12th house definitely is the house of your expenses. This is also the house of your investment. This is also the house of your foreign settlement. Anything which takes you away from your roots, that is the 12th house. The good part with the 12th house is that they are like other houses, like, you know, like 9th house can give you foreign travel and all. 8th house also represents sea voyages and all. But when we talk about people who go there in the foreign land and they are able to successfully get settled in the foreign land, so over there as well, 12th house definitely plays a very important role. And along with that guys, when people talk about anything to do with the other planes of dimension, spirit world and all, so somehow 12th house also represents all these entities as well. So okay guys, now we will try to place the moon over here. Now what is the importance of the moon? Because moon somehow tells about your subconsciousness, your feelings, your emotions, all the consolidated experiences which are there as a part of your soul, we have to decode it and see it from the moon. We say this thing that your ascendant in this lifetime is just a caricature, it's just the outer structure which universe has given you just to perform this character in this life. It's like this body for this life, but what is stored as a memory of all the past lives, that resides in the moon. That is the only reason I always give attention and emphasis that do not only look at the moon sign or the moon nakshatra, look at all the panchang like yog, karan, var, tithi, everything is important. So yes guys, this is about the features of the moon. Now you're going to have moon placed in the 12th house, and now we try to understand the customized results of this placement of moon. Like, see guys, again 12th house is also the house of the sexual activity, of the bed pleasure as well. 12th house is also the house of escape as well, where you want to you will find lot many people even in the path of spirituality who are just trying to escape from their duties and responsibilities. A lot many people who are into drugs and all, they're just trying to escape life's responsibilities, duties and pressure and all. So 12th house also represents all these activities as well. Again guys, like the way when people talk about like sexual activities and all, some people attach it with the 7th house, some people attach it with the 8th house, but the difference between over here is that, see, 7th house definitely makes you committed and intimate with your partner. A lot many times it has been seen that people who have got moon or sexual activities undertaken prominently with the influence of 8th house act, where over there sex actually act as a therapy, as a release of the pent up energies. It helps you relax. But when we talk about that sort of enjoyable side of the sexual pleasure and all, that is generally attached with the 12th house. So again, for someone who will be feeling relaxed and rejuvenated after a intimate kind of session with his or her partner, feeling relaxed might be the 8th house, but 12th house is about enjoyable side of it. That is the only reason in the original Kalpurush Kundli, Venus attains exaltation in the 12th house. So okay guys, now we will start our discussion. So the generic results of moon being in the 12th, we have already discussed in bits and pieces, that it will make you very intuitive, very gifted. It's like you might be very much prone towards extravagance, too much of the difficulty in blending in the social setting and all of that, because somehow your mind tend to remain very reclusive, and that is the only reason people who become very gifted sci-fi writers, interest in conspiracy theories, interest in the book writing, novel writing, all of that is generally attached with the some of the probable outcome and indicative results with moon being placed in the 12th house. So okay guys, now let's try to understand that if you are going to have different signs over here. So guys, if you are going to have like Aries sign over here, so what does it tell about? So that tells about that, okay, you have Aries here, that means your Lagna is Taurus. Second thing is that the Cancer sign falls in your 3rd house. So guys, definitely over here there is a strong possibility that only if native is going to start taking interest in sadhana, in meditation, religious, spiritual austerities and all, native will have this capacity to have that capacity to foresee things, imminent things in advance. Like while taking any of the important decision in future, somehow instincts, omens will definitely play a very pivotal role. And again guys, even in the Aries as well, if you have moon in the Aries, but specifically your nakshatra within the Aries is Ashwini, then definitely it can make you a blessed healer, like shaman, faith healer. Strong intuitive faculties can be a probable indicative result with moon being in Aries in the 12th house. Now let's say for example, if you have moon in the Taurus, so definitely guys, your moon is now exalted, that too in the 12th house. That means you will act like a sponge and you will kind of absorb all the energies all around you. Second thing is that, see, from the finance point of view, this is not a very good indication. A lot many times it has been seen that people who end up making a fortune in their life, in the first half, and in the latter half, like in the last like few years of their life, these are among those people who leave everything in charity. Along with that, so from the financial management point of view or building an empire point of view, because they have this capacity, but they will not hesitate even in leaving everything in charity as well. But yes guys, your moon, your mind, your subconsciousness, your chetana is very receptive. So that means whatsoever path native is going to take, this could be a path of becoming a healer, becoming a tantric, becoming a creative expert, native can do very good. So being watchful of your surrounding environment will become very important. And definitely guys, I would say that for having a very enjoyable and pleasurable sex life, this is a very good combination. Now let's say for example, if you're going to have a moon being placed in the Gemini, so that means your ascendant lord has gone to the 12th house. So again guys, over here, one of the very first example which I mentioned at the beginning of video, that mother might be missing in the life, or that nourishment from the mother might be missing in the life. See, it's just like that, all these things which are hidden in the world. Again guys, it's like there have been those cases where people can even see the influence of the spirit. They can see right over there in your face, and they can say that, okay, I can see this halo of energy around you, of negative energy, of this spirit being there around you, spirit of this young child who died because of these reasons. So that is the kind of power which you can attain. Again guys, over here I'm just talking about the potential, about the capacity. And this is what astrology is. This is how it should be used as a guidance. Now, how much you are putting efforts in direction, that is how you will build and you will develop the life. But yes guys, ascendant lord being in the 12th house, so that definitely all the matters of the 12th house, aliens, book writing, spirits, and all these spirituality, sadhana, and you will definitely grow and flourish being away from your birthplace. And it is always advised not to reveal your secrets, and do your practice in isolation rather than being a part of the group. You will do much better. Now guys, let's say for example, you are a Leo Lagna, and your moon is placed in its own sign in the Cancer in the 12th house. So definitely guys, moon is in a comfortable state in the 12th house. So more than the hustle bustle, native find it at peace whenever he is in his own private space. Like, these are among those people who value their privacy, they guard their privacy a lot. Along with that, sadhana, meditation, spirituality definitely will contribute a lot towards the mental well-being, mental health of the native. And along with that guys, if native is also going to be taking interest professionally in any of the matters of therapy, healing, nursing, caregiving, native can do very good over there. So yes guys, this is a very good placement. I'm not seeing any vulnerability, because whenever a lord of that house is placed over there, it guards the signification of that house. That means that the power of intuition will work out very strongly in your case. And again guys, moon being placed in the Cancer, like the way when I was explaining about moon being in the Taurus, it might take you towards the carnal desires or gratification of your sense organs, of your pleasures as well. But when we talk about moon being in the Cancer, there is a strong possibility of doing something very good in the path of bhakti yoga, in the path of healing people unconditionally. Now guys, let's say for example, if you're going to have moon being placed in the Leo in the 12th house, that means the Lagna is Virgo, and the Cancer sign falls in your 11th house. Again guys, this is one such combination over where definitely native will gain that prominence, eminence in the life, but only after facing a lot of betrayals, lot of setback. Lot many people are going to be stabbing this person in the back, and this is how native will grow, and his life will take shape and form, because of only after going through initial heartbreak, betrayal, and backstabbing in the life. Second thing is that definitely, guys, we have reached the Leo sign again, fire sign again. So if in any capacity you will find that over here moon is placed in the nakshatra of the Ketu, in the in the Magha, definitely it can give you some sort of power, authority, which will come to you because of the birthright. Or this could be a case that you might have some powerful spirit, powerful people, guardian angels, your departed ancestors, your kul devta, who is backing you, supporting you from the behind. They're like always acting as a suraksha kwach, divine protection, in order to safeguard you, protect you from any harm. But again, guys, now let's say for example, rather than this, if you're going to have your moon nakshatra to be of, rather than Magha, it is going to be Purva Falguni. So again, for the enjoyable and very luxurious life, it is a very good combination. But again, guys, there is a strong possibility that people around you might take advantage of you because they know your weakness. Okay, this person's weakness is sex, this person's weakness is alcohol, is gambling. So you might be open towards manipulation. So over there you have to work. And again, guys, specifically sadhana, meditation, and like even for you to do something very prominent in the life, we say this thing, this is a norm which lot many artistic genius people follow, that whenever they are about to start in any big multi-million dollar project and all, they just get out of the public light, they go to their vacation home, they go to the mountains, and then they focus only on one aspect of the project they are working. So being isolating themselves and then working on your projects and work generally is responsible for the eminence or for your success. Now guys, let's say for example, if you're going to have in the 12th house moon being placed in the Virgo, so that means your Lagan becomes the Libra, and the sign ruled by the moon, which is Cancer, falls in your 10th house. So again, guys, this is a kind of a sensitive alignment, because for native to be in the public's eye, native have to struggle and work hard. We all know this thing, that Librans are like, they're very social, they want to be collaborating, networking, hobnobbing with everyone. These are among those people who might not function very well being sidelined in the corner. Now just because the 10th lord is being placed over there, so that means it hardly matters how capable you are. You might be out there in the public's eye all the time, but your work is not getting the equal recognition as much as you as a person is getting. So over there might be a bone of contention and turmoil which native have to deal with. Again, guys, over here the problem is that 12th house has got everything which is very esoteric, mysterious to understand from your rational mind. It has got all those ingredients and materials of intuitive faculties, but Virgo is bit resistant towards it because it wants to see the logic and logic behind everything. But again, if let's say for example the overall chart is indicating in such a way that, because in your case your ascendant lord also get placed in its own sign whenever it is placed in the 8th house, because somehow 8th house related traits comes very naturally to you, and along with that if you will find that moon is placed in the 12th house, so and if the overall chart is indicating a life dedicated towards spirituality, like individually Ketu is also very well placed in your chart, Saturn, your Karka planet, is also very well placed, then in the same path of developing those faculties, native might also become very disciplined as well in the path of sadhana and everything. So yes, guys, this is how it is going to be functioning. This whole discussion is majorly primarily on the intuitive lines. So I would say this thing, that for moon to function and manifest the creative gifts and the intuitive gifts and all, so just the mere placement of moon in the 12th is not sufficient. Individually, how well your Venus, Saturn and Ketu is placed, that will decide rest of the results. Now guys, let's say for example, if you're going to have moon being placed in the Libra in the 12th house, that means your Lagan becomes the Scorpio and the sign ruled by the moon, Cancer, falls in the 9th house. Okay, one thing is for sure, for enjoying sex, and having a very passionate life, this is a good combination. Second thing is that definitely guys, like when we talk about the Libra, so there are like certain nakshatras over there, like the way we say this thing that specifically nakshatra of like Swati over there in the 12th house can actually give you interest in occult, in the spirit world, and researching in all these hidden aspect of the life. Second thing is that guys, in this kind of combination, again I'll say the same thing, because the ninth lord energy somehow going there in your 12th house. So ancestors, kul devata will definitely play a very important role. So let's say for example, if in a family the ancestors, departed ancestors and pitris are not very happy in the lokas, in the worlds they are living, so they will definitely try to communicate more with the person who's going to have this combination. Scorpio Lagna in itself is kind of little bit karmic. Over and above that, your ninth lord is there in the 12th house. That means if your ancestors are happy, your kul devata is happy over you, over your family, on your family and all, then definitely for your success, you will not even realize how the dots are going to be getting connected. Life and omens and luck will definitely keep on putting you in the right places at the right time. But let's say for example, if it is in such a way that your ancestors are not happy, kundli, the chart has got some pitra dosha, cursed, shrapit yogas and all, and over and above that the moon is in this alignment, so that means there will be some hidden unforeseen forces and energy which might be creating blockage, and you might not have an answer that why it is happening. Again guys, in this combination, like the way I started this video on this note, that it will definitely make you enjoy all these physical pleasures, but over and above that there will be this vulnerability of being taken advantage of or being manipulated because of your weakness in these things, like the way so-called thing which happened in the intelligence and all, where people get honey trapped. So over there you have to be cautious, you have to be careful. But again guys, I'll say the same thing. They're like that could be a case like being manipulated and all. So yeah, that might be a domain, because when we talk about the nakshatra which falls in the Libra, so whether we talk about the Swati, we talk about the energy of the Chitra, or whether we talk about the Vishakha, slight vulnerability resides in all of them. So yes, discipline needs to be followed, but again the way I mentioned this thing, for a pleasurable life, a life dedicated, devoted to pleasure, this is a good combination. Like the way we say this thing, that you established a connection with one god, a relationship with one specific Ishta Devta, chosen god. So if the overall chart is indicating a life dedicated towards sacrifice, dedication, devotion and all, then regarding that front as well, if the overall chart is supportive in that line, this combination can also manifest good results as well. Now guys, let's say for example, if you have got a moon being placed in the Scorpio in the 12th house. So again guys, this is a kind of a combination where we strictly recommend native to take interest in astrology, in occult, understand and learn shakuns, omens, because he will be needing them very badly, very strongly. Now again guys, like the way I always say this thing, the surgeon who is doing operation in an operation theater and a guy who is repeatedly, consistently breaking his bones, they both have the similar yoga in the chart. So the point which I'm trying to say over here is that in this kind of combination, you have to see the way the whole alignment is taking place. Definitely moon in the Scorpio is highly impressionable, highly open towards the feelings of hurt and sticking to it. So, and it is in the 12th house, and where it is receiving and kind of where is the source of the energy of this moon, that is in the 8th house. So again guys, that is the only reason these such kind of combinations, having a knowledge in astrology, even if with this combination native is actually operating professionally as a psychic, as a astrologer, as a tarot reader, as a palmist, he can do very good. At least he will be able to honor the energy with which he is born, because if he is not going to be honoring this energy, otherwise it is going to be creating obstacle in the form of all the time feeling insecure, loss of lack of energy, being taken advantage of, open towards manipulation, entanglement into scandals, defamation. So all of that is definitely going to stay as a vulnerability. But guys, the good part over here is that, see, when we talk about moon being placed over here, we cannot overlook the importance of the lagan. Sagittarius in itself is the lagan, is a life dedicated towards righteousness, virtues, high morals and all. Let's say for example you have moon in such alignment, but you have got your ascendant lord Jupiter being well placed. It is exalted in the 8th house, it is well placed in the 4th house, in the 1st house. So definitely the possibility is going to go down. And with this kind of chart, if you will be taking interest in like occult, spirituality, and specifically guys, Scorpio making a combination in the 12th house with the moon, 8th lord energies over there. Along with that, if you will find that your moon nakshatra is Anuradha, is Jyeshtha, and native is going to take interest in Tantra, then trust me, native can become a mystic of such a level. The kind of examples which I gave at the beginning of this video, where we say this thing that you see people and you can see the halo of energy surrounding them, influence of spirit around them. You will start saying things, everything about that person's past. So that sort of power this alignment holds. Like, you know, all those people who become medicine men, shaman, faith healers and all. So this combination have got potential and capacity for all of that. It all comes down to how you will be using the energy. With moon being in Scorpio, let's say for example you will take interest in all these things, like you might have also knowledge of tantra, you become a successful tantric, but you're only using these knowledge in order to exploit. You are inflicting fear in the minds of people to extract money out of them. Then the repercussion of that energy also happens to be very bad, very strong as well. So again guys, it's a double-edged sword. It is very difficult to narrow it down in just one line of prediction, but yes, basis the overall alignment of the chart, native with this combination will hold very strong potential and capacity to gain and develop those spiritual powers. And again guys, the feeling of hurt is something which will definitely loom over the native. So how he deal with feeling of loss, feeling of separation, feeling of heartbroken, all of that will become very important. Now guys, let's say for example if you are a Capricorn Lagna and your moon is placed in the 12th house in the Sagittarius. So again guys, to begin with, the same one line of prediction. If in the Sagittarius your moon nakshatra is the Mula, so these are among those people who actually, they, even if they will take interest in astrology, in any of the predictive sciences, they might try to have expertise in the mundane astrology, specifically those astrologers who are all the time predicting about the tsunami, about the war, about the kind of, you know, heat waves and all of that. So they might have their expertise in all these aspects. Second thing is that, see guys, when we talk about like Sagittarius in itself is a energy of righteousness, of virtues. In your case, the 7th lord has gone to the 12th house. So that means definitely now 7th lord has gone completely missing. It's not out there in everyone's attention and notice, and it has also gone 6 places ahead of it. So a lot many times it has been seen that native actually you know, it's like he might have to deal with lot of kind of, you know, heart breakup in the matters of trust which he will bestow upon the near and dear and the closed members or the closed people in his life. But again guys, what might be seen as a heart breakup, as a betrayal from the eyes of the world, it definitely contribute a lot towards native developing that resistance or developing that sort of, you know, compassion for the sufferings in the life, in the world. So it all comes down to in which capacity this is going to be utilized. Second thing is that definitely guys, Sagittarius in itself is a sign of the Deva Kripa, of the divine blessing. So with this kind of combination, if native is going to take interest in religious austerities, sadhana and devotion to one specific god in his whole life, that can actually grant him siddhi, intuitive faculties, power of cleverance, and all of that can also happen. And lot many cases guys, it has been seen that people who become a faith healer, no one says this thing that it's my power, they just say this thing that I'm just an instrument, it is the power of my East, which could be Hanuman, which could be goddess. So this is how you can correlate displacement of the moon. Now guys, when we talk about if you are a Kumbh Lagna and your moon is placed in the Capricorn in the 12th house, so we know this thing that, see, first of all, moon is placed in the sign being ruled by the your Lagna only. So that means it will definitely accentuate the qualities of your mind, of your subconsciousness towards interest in all the domain of the 12th house. So that in itself is validating that not only your physical structure, your body, your life, but your mind. A lot many times what happen that life is giving you something, but your mind is somewhere else. But in this kind of combination, there is a strong possibility that whatsoever life will throw at you, life will put you at, you will be able to put your dedication, your commitment and your interest in that area, in that field as well. So again guys, anything to do with the charity, philanthropy definitely will be native's major primary area of concern. Native is going to be very considerate, very like he will empathize towards the plight, towards the suffering of the people as well. Something to do with secrecy, conspiracy theories, aliens, space sciences and all. Native will also have interest in all these things as well. So yes guys, if I were to summarize, definitely because native knows how to make use of any of the laws in order to channelize those energies in his advantage, for his growth, for his motivation. There is a strong possibility that whatsoever native is meant to do, it will only happen in secrecy, in isolation, being away from the public's hustle bustle, public's limelight and all. And again guys, this is one such sort of combination where native individually, like just looking at the Lagan, we can say this thing that he is a philanthropic humanitarian from his heart. And if see, there are like different ways where people are helping the society, the humanity. Like even if a doctor or a lawyer who is working with the United Nations or like those institutions where those organizations where people go to any war hit affected countries and areas, and they in a very charitable philanthropic way, they contribute their skill set, their services for the people going through suffering and all. So same way, like you do not have to be a healer only for that, but yes, if you will take interest in any of the these kind of esoteric mysterious sciences, like becoming a faith healer, becoming a shaman, becoming an astrologer, like the way I gave this reference when I made this video on people who start seeing ghosts. Like they're like those people who they sit in specific places, in specific gaddi, and they heal people who are going through any suffering, any problem, any paranormal intervention position. They go to these healers in order to get a solution of their problem, and these are among those people who do that unconditionally, not as a mode of business, a proper structured business. So this is how you can see that if a moon is going to be placed in the 12th house, in the Capricorn, this is how you can function. Now guys, when we talk about that, you have got a, because you have to take into consideration with this kind of combination, the energy of the moon was actually coming from the 6th house. So definitely you can become a very good nurse, you can become a very good like healer, and specifically whenever you will start unconditionally helping people, making use of your talents, your skill set, in order to like the way we say this thing that like you do not have to target with this kind of combination, you don't have to target the elites, target the common man, and a portion of your services do that voluntary. Trust me, it will take you the peak of your life, whether professionally, whether as a part of your spiritual development and progress as well. Now guys, let's say for example, if you are a Pisces Lagna, your moon is placed in the 12th house, it is placed in the like Aquarius. So that in itself is a very esoteric, mysterious combination. First of all guys, if your moon is in the 12th, it's in the Aquarius. If it is going to be placed in the Satabhisha Nakshatra, it is one such combination where you will talk to the spirits, you will look at the people, and you will see their past, present, future right in your eyes, just looking at their face, looking at their body. Along with that guys, definitely for the occult, spiritual practices, interest in space, aliens, all these conspiracy theories is definitely going to be the primary area of interest of the native. But again guys, the good part is that the energy of the moon in the form of the Cancer reside in the 5th house. So the good part is that this is some sort of prarabdha or this is some sort of cycle which you have initiated from the past life as well. These are the gifts which has come to you as kind of a poor punya as well. These sort of blessing which has been earned by you because of the diligent efforts which have been in a continuity from the past many lifetimes as well. And along with that, guys, like it's not like that you have to be a devotee or a sadhak in order to progress. Even through your art as well, you can speak with the world. So overall, guys, it's a very good placement with moon being placed in the 12th house in the Aquarius. It will make you philanthropic, it will make you humanitarian, it will definitely make you a very good psychic, very good medium as well. I can assure you that, even if you'll become a tarot reader, your reading will always come out to be accurate and precise. And lastly, guys, let's say for example, if you are Aries Lagna and your moon is going to be placed in the Pisces. So yes, guys, it is a very esoteric, mysterious kind of combination. Definitely when we talk about anything to do with the compassion, becoming a healer, becoming a nurse, a caregiver, it's a very good combination. I have mentioned all these like fields like shaman, faith healer and all. You can be very good in all of that. Again, guys, in your case, the energy of the moon is coming from the 4th house. So somehow two water houses are definitely establishing a connection. So that in itself tells about that, yes, deep inside, whatsoever is going within you, you will have this kind of capacity to channel with the right set of energies in other dimensions, in other planes of existence, in order to find out the answers. Like the way we say this thing, that if you are by yourself, you're going through any sort of suffering and problems, so you might attract all those angels, all those kind of people who will enter in your life with a solution to your problem. So this is how you can see the kind of esoteric connection which natives make in the life. Second thing is that definitely, guys, there is a strong possibility 4th house is the house of your dwelling. Life might not have that planned for you, that you will live in a neighborhood where you are going to have a very strong connection in your neighbors, with people around you. You might be in a job where you might be getting consistent transfer posting, where by the time you start settling down in one neighborhood, life puts you in a different background, in a different environment. Along with that, guys, definitely something to do with the sadhana, meditation, spirituality, cleverance, gifts, blessings. This is a very good combination. So if you have moon being in the Pisces, and let's say for example it is going to be placed in the like Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra, Pur Bhadrapada Nakshatra, Revati Nakshatra, specifically Revati. So yes, somehow your connection with the other dimensions is going to be very strong. How you're going to be utilizing it, it is all dependent on that. So yes, guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.